Gary jealous of my guy. We appreciate you always in the comment section. He says, what kind of scheme do they run for the defensive line to cover the lack of defensive tackles? What can Lou dream up? Joe.
I'll start with that.
All right, Joe.
I touched on it a little bit. They're going to have to go 4-man fronts, go more even fronts. I think they want to be quicker and faster, penetrating a little bit more. This is a team that ever since they lost Larry Ogunjobi, their tackles for losses have dropped off. And I think you want to create penetration and chaos in the backfield. And this defense has really struggled to do that. For as good as the defense has been, and they've been opportune and they made big plays, and Luke can draw up some schemes. I think the middle of that defense has struggled to cause the chaos required to be a top-end defense. So getting a Sheldon Rankins, replacing DJ Reader with a guy like that, and then drafting 2 other defensive tackles, they knew they needed to be different at that spot, and they're going to be. And that may mean, on one hand, you are a little bit less stout against the run, and you can't 2-gap as well with one big guy in the middle. But on the other hand, that means you penetrate a little bit more often and get tackles for a loss and get tackles in the backfield, and instantly, 1 tackle for a loss, let's say first down run, and now it's 2nd and 13. Now you have 2 passing downs. Like, that's how you increase your pass rush potential. And if not, and if they're gaining 4.5 every carry on you because you can't hold the point of attack on the other hand, well, then you're never going to get in pass rushing situations. So it's got to work, and they've got to be able to get upfield.
Joe, I actually want you to touch on this a little bit more. You, Evan, Ron, Logan, either one of you guys can also pitch in at any point in time. But I feel like there's like a negative a negative thought process. I mean, anytime you lose a guy like DJ Reader, it's a massive loss. DJ Reader was huge, but I think people kind of over analyze how many true nose tackles there are, elite nose tackles there are in football. There aren't a lot of them anymore. It's not like we're one of the teams in, if you will, in the NFL that don't have a true run stopper, an absolute beast of a person.
The Damon Harrisons, the Michael Pierces,
like Geno Atkins was not the run stopper that DJ Reader was, right? You're gonna get your defensive front is going to change. The defensive tackle room is going to look look a little bit different, especially when you look at it. You have some young players there, but I think a lot of questions we've been getting is how does it work, right? With Sheldon Rankins now in the fold, and you would think that Sheldon Rankins and BJ Hill kind of do similar things, if you will, both rushing the passer. But can you touch on a little more that even though you lost DJ Reader, your defense line is going to look different. You don't have that true elite nose tackle. You still could have a productive, room.
Yeah, so you don't have to have a nose tackle, right? You can have a nose tackle by committee. You can have a McKinley Jackson. Sheldon Rankins has done it, and he did it for the Texans. They're a defense that did not have a true nose tackle, and that's a good defense. Well, I mean, given the talent they had last year, and they made it, into the second round of the playoffs. But BJ Hill has also done it. He's got more size and bulk of a traditional nose tackle. But if you look around the league, and Evan, you and I during free agency when they lost him, we tweeted similar things at the same time. Like, there's only 8 true nose tackles in the league.
Right.
And that means most teams are not rolling one out there. Yeah. It's either a committee approach or a guy that can do both. And I think BJ Hill and Sheldon Rankins can do that. So they will have their options. We will see somebody playing nose tackle. It's not like they just don't have a nose tackle now, but you don't have a DJ Reader is my point, because that guy was special.
I think that's true, dude. Like, even the top nose tackles were playing like 300-ish snaps, and just in the scheme of a full season, it's an important thing that you want to have. It's a tool you want in your tool belt, but at the same time, you have other ways you can work around it, right? So I think that's something important to consider too.
Yeah, it's just more normal to not have a good one than it is to have a good one. So it's just going to be different for us because we've had a good one. But there's still plenty of ways you can work around it.
Yeah, they're like you said, they're gonna have speed, and that's where the penetration is going to come from. I mean, losing Reader sucked. He was a fan favorite. I have a Reader jersey. I mean, in the words of Michael Scott, I don't hate it. I just don't like it at all, and it's stupid that he's gone. Right? It sucks. So, everybody loved Reader. He was a fun guy, but he's moved on, and they've brought in guys that they're going to solve. Again, Tyler Boyd problem, solve the DJ Reader problem. You know what I mean?